Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. We're having a nice conversation with Esther, but we decided to play with you as well. You are knowing what you are wanting? Yes. It moves about, yes? How are you? You feel fresh, new, burgeoning desire? When desire feels like that, you know you are on the path, don't you? Because when what you want feels good to you, even before it has been realized by you, even before it is actualized in your experience, then you know that you are on the wavelength that not only will bring you what you are wanting, it must, because law of attraction says it is so, but you're having a good time now, not waiting for the manifestation before the good times roll, yeah? And if you are in that place where you are needing something to manifest before you feel hopeful or optimistic or eager, it really slows things down, doesn't it? And yet, you are. We love you very much. Hooked on manifestation, aren't you? You like that tangible, lickable, seeable, hearable. You like that stuff. And we like you to like it because, after all, you are in these magnificent bodies. You are out here on the leading edge. You are bringing all that we all are forward into the newest manifestations. And the manifestations are the leading most part of creation. They are. You're not here proving some sort of worthiness in order to go sit on a cloud with us later. We don't sit on clouds, by the way. We romp with you through the woods. We sail with you on your boats and fly with you on your planes and walk with you on your paths and eat your meals with you. We sing your songs with you and paint your paintings with you and write your books with you and read your books with you. We play with your dogs and theirs. A lot of dogs here. A lot of dogs here. Are you appreciating the contrast that helps you to focus your desire into being? That's the most significant question, and we are sad that you lied just now, but we are never sad, but you did lie. But that is a very good goal for you, to come to the place where you are enjoying the variety for the choices that it helps to formulate within you. It's a really good thing when you realize that you are the creator of your own reality, and that the reality that you are creating is born within you first, the first step of it, in variety or contrast. The word variety sounds better to you than the word contrast, doesn't it? Variety, a plethora of delightful things from which I can choose. But contrast is also that plethora of delightful things from which you can choose. Because you would not know what you wanted if you did not know what you do not want. It really is that simple. You just don't need to get so carried away in the holding yourself apart from it that your desire moves into that stronger place of fretful yearning. We like your desire to feel fresh. We like you to feel eager about it. We like you to know that the creation of a button or a castle is equal in this vibrational universe in which we are all living. It's just a matter of focus. So when you get it, that you are the focuser of your reality into beingness, and that part of that focus is choice, and part of that choice is contrast or variety. When you come to realize that, just like when you are at your food buffet, where no one, not lately anyway, is forcing things onto your plate. No one is making you choose specific things. You're just choosing because life has shown you what you prefer. And so that is the way we see this contrast that you're, started to say engulfed in, but that sounds like it's a little bit oppressive. And sometimes you feel oppressed by the variety. But the better you get at focusing, the less oppressive the variety will feel. Because you can focus your variety into piles of really delightful, sort of delightful, and only delightful. In other words, you do not have to run the gamut of horrible to wonderful. Your choices will clarify the more you focus in the direction of what is wanted. So if you have a broad range of contrast, we haven't talked to you about this before, not in this way. If you have a really broad range of contrast, like things are going really good and then things are going really bad, or you are feeling really wonderful and then you are feeling really awful, your doctors want to call that something that we won't give a label to. But when you're up and down and up and down and up and down, that just means you're that means you're really sloppy in your focus. It means that you're letting whatever's around get your attention. So you're practicing a lot of vibrations. And because you are practicing a lot of vibrations of wanted and unwanted, you have active within you a lot of different vibrations on a lot of different subjects. And so anytime you have an active vibration, then your point of attraction includes that active vibration. So you get some of that, and 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 that, and that, and that, and that. But as you get better and better at caring about how you feel and reaching for more and more thoughts that feel better and better to you, it's what we call deliberate creation. Deliberately focusing rather than focusing by default. Deliberately focusing on more and more things that feel better, so that you're practicing that vibration that feels good longer, steadier, so that the vibration within you does not have such a broad range. Now, law of attraction brings you the contrast within that range. Oh, don't you like knowing that? Law of attraction is always bringing you the contrast within the range that you've been practicing. So what have you been practicing? Well, the best way to ask yourself that is, how have you been feeling? Pretty good. Well, then your range is that. Sometimes people say, well, if I could just get more of the things I want, I would feel better. You compare yourself to others. You see many others who are feeling really good, and you say, well, of course they feel good. Look at how they live. Look at how they look. Look at who they live with. Of course they feel better. They have all of the things that I want. So it's easy for them to feel good with all of that money and all of that good stuff surrounding them. And we say, we get how when you see someone living something that you want to live that you aren't living, that you would feel uncomfortable, because you're looking at the opposite of what you want. You're looking at the lack of what you want. But we want you to understand that it does not matter where you stand. You can today begin cleaning up your vibration. You can today begin feeling a little better. And as you feel a little better and feel a little better and feel a little better, that's your indicator that you are cleaning up your vibration. And by that we mean you're not introducing so many of the I know what I don't wants to the equation. It's more, I like that, I prefer that. We want you to remember that you are vibrational beings. It's hard to remember that because you're so tangible, you're so physical, you're so flesh, blood, and bony. We know. You are physical and you live in a physical world, and so you are accustomed to seeing the things that are physical in nature and calling it your reality. And we call it your reality too, but there is a vibrational reality that is at the basis of all of the tangible, manifested, realized reality. And that reality is the reality that we want you to begin to give your attention to. Because if you can get out ahead of the manifestation by focusing upon the vibration that is the precursor to all manifestation, Now, not only will you have a more joyful romp through life experience, but you will have more deliberate control of what does manifest. Now, we're really not too excited about helping you control your manifestations, in the sense that we really don't want you to measure them and catalog them and pigeonhole them and try to understand your world from the framework of the manifestations. It's what almost everybody you know is doing. You're comparing your stuff to each other. And while that is certainly a natural process, it slows you way, 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 way down. If you were making one comparison and one comparison only, and that is the vivid all day, really easy to discern comparison between what your vibrational frequency is right now, this red hot minute, given the attention that you're given to whatever you're giving your attention to. Follow that? Whatever you're looking at is causing you to offer a vibration. And the source within you, that's where we come in, is looking at the same thing right now from our perspective or our opinion. And so source has an opinion about what you have an opinion about. And if the opinion that source has about what you have the opinion about meshes, matches, merges, harmonizes, if it's the same, in other words, if you're looking at somebody and you're loving them, your opinion matches. But if you're looking at someone and you're not loving them, not so much, well, Abraham, you should have seen what they did. If you're looking at someone and you're feeling something less than love, that feeling of less than love, you see, you don't walk around feeling less than love. You walk around thinking thoughts that give you the feeling of less than love. You don't think, I'm going to not love you. You think, I don't like what you just did, or I don't like what you just said. You focus negatively in an attitude of trying to push away from you something unwanted, and when you do that, you do something different than the source within you is doing right here, right now, about the same subject. And so the feeling of I don't love you, the feeling of absence of love, is the feeling you get when you diverge, when you depart, when you contradict the opinion that the larger part of you holds. Now, how does that settle with you? Does it make you feel funny that there's someone with such an opinion about what you've got going on? We get it. You don't like your mother with her nose in your business. You don't like anybody with their nose in your business. But we got to tell you, we're in your business. We're in your business because we are your business. We are the product of what you've been synthesizing. We are the sum total of all that you've lived. We stand as the vibrational equivalent of what you've come to. So you cannot separate yourself from us, but you can introduce enough resistance between that which is you and that which is us that you can make yourself feel bad, and then you blame it on everything else. You blame it on that guy. You blame it on that other thing that happened. You blame it on some circumstance or some event. And we want you instead to take credit for every emotion that you feel, because every emotion that you feel is the simple byproduct or indicator of your frequency as it relates to the total frequency of who you are. So you were source energy before you came into this physical body. Many of you are coming to understand that. But what most people still do not understand is that even though you were source energy before you came into this body, that only part of that source energy that you were before you came into this body came into this body. That a larger part of that source energy that existed before you came into this body didn't come into this body, but remains non-physically focused. So there is you that is non-physical, and there's you that is physical, and there is a vibrational relationship between the two. So here you are in your leading edge physical experience, exploring the variety, knowing what you don't want, and therefore knowing what you do want. And every time you have any kind of an experience that causes you to have any kind of an opinion, which is happening at all levels of your being, even cellular level, you are launching rockets of desire, even at a cellular level. And those rockets of desire, they are precursors, they are vibrational rockets, they are vibrational projections of thought, they are vibrational rockets that are actually vibrating, that have a strong point of attraction. And when you launch one of those, we ride it, we become it, we understand it, we blend it with everything else that you have become. So when we are talking about that relationship between you and you, we're talking about the vibrational relationship between you as you stand right now, given the opinion that you hold, and you that has become the vibrational equivalent of that which is us. You that is already living the dreams that you've dreamed. You that is already spending the money that you've gathered. You that is already knowing the things that you want to know. Because you can't ask a question about something that you want to know without sending out the rocket of the knowledge of it. In the moment you ask the question, we know the answer. That's how this powerful law of attraction universe works. And do you know why? In the moment that you pose the question or live in the problem, that we know the answer or the solution. Do you understand why the solution is instantaneous for us? Because when that rocket goes off and there is no resistance, the solution must be instantaneous. You could do that too if you weren't so hung up on explaining the problem. You get so invested in your problems because most of you view the world in an action-oriented way, and you think that there is someone, it was like your mother and father at first, someone who holds the answers, but you have to get in line. In other words, it's like Congress. There are a whole lot of other problems that we've got to think about before we think about yours. Yours isn't even on the docket this year, Congress tells you. Or your mother says to you, do you think you are the center of the universe? I have more important things to think about today than that. But the universe never says that to you. The universe says, when you ask, it is given. And the only question that we want to ask you is, where are you in relationship to the answer that has been given? And that's really what this gathering is all about, as far as we are concerned. We call it the art of allowing. And it's really you figuring out how to allow yourself to be at the vibrational frequency in order to realize the answers to the questions and the solutions to the problems and the dreams that you've been dreaming. You should be realizing them, you see. You went to the trouble of sifting through the contrast in order to focus them into being. Now let go of the trouble that helped you focus them into being and begin focusing in the direction of, wouldn't it be nice if, and how good will that feel when, and aren't I just going to love it as that occurs, and isn't this the most wonderful thing that is going on today? As you begin focusing yourself deliberately in the direction of things that feel better to you, you're going to discover an avalanche of realizations. And the reason that we are really emphasizing the word realization, we want it to stick in your brain a little bit, is because there is a vibrational reality that we are already realizing on your behalf. But in order for it to flow into your experience in a way that you can see it and hear it and smell it and taste it and touch it and realize it, in order for that to happen, you've got to be on the vibrational wavelength of the solution or of the request, not on the absence of it. And that's a little tricky for most humans, because you think when you're talking about money that you're talking about money, but usually you're not talking about money, you're talking about not having enough money. Or when you talk about a lover, often you're not talking about a lover, you're talking about, where's the lover, where is the lover, where is the lover? Where's my lover? I see you have a lover, and you have a lover, and you have a lover, and you have a lover. Where's my lover? Where's my lover? Where's mine? Where's my money? When does my ship come in? When do I get mine? And we say, as soon as you stop acting like that, as soon as you stop the pity party, as soon as you stop arguing for your limitations, as soon as you no longer offer the vibration of the absence of it. And how do you know whether you are offering the vibration of the absence of your desire or the presence of your desire? Well, there's two ways. How you feel and whether you've got it or not. Because if you don't got, Esther loves hearing that when she edits back afterward. Abraham, I know good English. Why don't we speak it?